Yes, indeed. That would suggest that this game is a mere formality. You have to bet on $750 to win $1.
Well, that makes sense.
Only Frank Leboeuf and his millions could afford to make any sort of money from that bet. Copenhagen 66-1 to get it done. No surprise, everyone's going for Manchester City. Only Ali believes that Copenhagen even going to score a goal. Tactically, with regards to your team selection, given what's going on at the weekend at Anfield, what do you do? Who do you rest? How do you play?
I think he will rest some of the players. That's the only thing you can say about Man City in a game like this. They can be complacent. They'll probably play at a slowish tempo.
Yeah.
They'll do enough to make sure they dominate possession. They'll do enough to score 1 or 2 goals. And they're going to rest one or two of the key players. They need to, because they've got a massive couple of weeks coming up. You know, Rodri's always a key player. Rodri is the key player for them in the big games. So I think he might be one of the players that gets rested in this one. Grealish, I don't think, can come into the side because he's obviously injured. Foden might be another player to rest because he's been excellent at the moment, and they need him for that game against Liverpool. So I think they're going to change the side slightly. They'll probably change the tempo of their play. They might get a goal up in the first half and slow everything down and just keep the ball.
Questions as to whether or not Erling Haaland will start in this game, given that match at the weekend. He gave his first press conference in 2 years today ahead of the tie, and he was asked inevitably about his future at City.
I'm really happy, especially with the people that I'm surrounded with, the manager, the directors, the board. They are a group of amazing people, and I'm really happy, I have to say. Yeah, I mean, if I say this now, it's probably going to be a massive headline tomorrow. You never know what the future brings. But again, I'm happy, and you can write this, but you can also have to write everything I said right before. I'm happy, and yeah, that's what I want to do.
Jan, he could have just stopped at happy.
Like all Norwegian strikers, very wise when they are talking. Erling Haaland is just saying the truth. I watched the whole press conference. It was a good press conference. I think it's good that he is there talking to the rest of the press. And I say rest of the press because we always talk to us. But I think Erling Haaland, I think you will find with him is that this connection between him and Pep Guardiola will be interesting in the coming years, because I think that they will somehow connect, because Erling will know that as long as he is with Pep Guardiola, he will win a lot of titles. So I think this is all about timing, and it's all about timing. He's been in Norway, he's been in Austria, he's been in Germany, now he's in England. And you can see there is a path, there is a strategy to be in different leagues. So when he says about the future, well, who knows what will be in the future. But at the moment, Real Madrid are busy using money on Mbappe. So all the dreams for Real Madrid that he will come now or next season, I think, is not even close. But like Norwegians say, we never know about the future.
No, of course we never know about the future, but what's interesting when you have players at Real Madrid or Barcelona, they never talk about tomorrow. It's all about the now. I want to be here, I want to stay here forever. And that's just part and parcel of being part of a club that is so established like those two teams. How do you think this is going to play out?
You're just reading wrong, Dan. You're just trying to make a headline.
Wait, no, I'm not.
You're not even listening.
I don't think I am.
You're not even listening to Erling. You're not even listening to him. He is an honest guy.
Did he or did he not say, who knows what tomorrow brings?
Yeah, but who knows what tomorrow brings? We could all be gone.
When is the last time you heard a player at Real Madrid or Barcelona say that?
Las Vegas. Dan Thomas, tomorrow you could be a pop star in Las Vegas. For all we know, we don't know anything about the future.
I can tell you, no.
Right, no. Everyone hasn't seen me at my best at karaoke.
Frank might be a successful actor next time.
But Jan, it's a fair point that I make, though, isn't it?
No, yes, it's a fair point that you make. It's a fair point that a human being will say he doesn't know about the future. If you ask Erling Haaland, do you think he will play for Manchester City rest of his your life? What should he answer to satisfy Don Thomas?
Well, if I'm a Real Madrid player, I say yes. If I'm a Barcelona player, I say yes.
Okay, and Dan Thomas will then, as a reporter, say, thank you for an honest answer, Erling Haaland.
But the reason I bring that up, Jan, is because you don't ever hear that from those players at those clubs.
So great to have some footballers who are human beings and saying they don't know about the future. He's very happy there. Maybe he's extend his contract. Maybe he doesn't know about the future.
Frank, what do you think?
I think that if Pep Guardiola leaves, for example, next year or the year after, it's possible that Erling Haaland leaves as well, because therefore he will even know less about the future. I think it's nice to have somebody a little bit frank, honest, to say the truth. That yes, he's happy, but he's just not knowing the future, and you will have to be completely twisted to think that he's opening a door to maybe leaving. No, he's not saying that. It's not what I understood. If the other players don't say that, it's because they know what they have to answer, but it's being politically correct. He's not saying the truth.
One, Jan said that we could all be gone tomorrow. I'd like to be here. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Where else could we be?
I'd like to be here. Two, Frank just referred to you as completely twisted.
Well, I don't think...
Yeah.
He's suggesting that I'm pointing to a door.
I didn't say Dan.
Well, Dan is the one
I didn't
opening the
talk
door,
about
so...
No, I'm just... he mentioned the door.
No.
The tomorrow door
He's
was mentioned when it didn't have to be.
And I think the key point
No,
here
he's asking
is...
a question. He's not making a statement.
The key point here is the end of an era, and that end of an era being Pep Guardiola leaving Manchester City. And I don't think that Erling Haaland will be the only one to see this as a turning point, as an opportunity to go elsewhere, and the exodus from Manchester City will happen naturally because, well, we don't know what's happening once Pep Guardiola is gone. But to your point, Dan, could have left it a happy.
Oh, so you agree with me?
No, I agree with it.
We go to Las Vegas together?
Correct. And we'll have our own show, Dan. We'll be pop stars together.
What a duo.
We'll be pop stars together.
Oh, my God.
What do you think, Rollo?
I think he answered it honestly. You know, if everybody will say at the moment, I'm absolutely happy, you never know. And Frank's absolutely right. Ali's absolutely right. If Pep Guardiola leaves Manchester City, not only will Erling Haaland be looking to go elsewhere, so will most of the other players. And when Erik ten Hag talks about there being a massive gap between the two clubs, the massive gap is because of Pep Guardiola, not because of the players particularly at the club, because of Pep Guardiola. If you swap the managers over, it would only take 2 years for Manchester United to be better than Man City.
Dan, if I may say...
I have a question. I just have a question, Dan. Robo, would you... Sorry, Jan. Sorry,
No,
you talk too much. No, you talk too much before.
No, you go first. No, you. To you, to me, to you.
We could do this for
Okay, I
5
go
minutes.
first. Robo, the real question is, would you go to Las Vegas with the two others? That's the main important
I've been to Las
I
Vegas.
tell you what,
Robbo.
I've been to Las Vegas with Dan. I would never go again. I'd try it with Ali. Dan was an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
I love Vegas. Right. Jan Fjordhoff, would you like to say something?
Yeah, but I always let the world champion be ahead of me. Frank knows that. I respect him. But now I
Did he win
just
the
want
World
to say that there is you have the Haaland following Pep Guardiola, because he knows that if he's with him, he will win titles. But there is also another step to it. Pep Guardiola will also follow a player like Erling Haaland, because he knows when he has players like him, or a Foden, or whatever, but especially Erling Haaland, who scores you 40, 50 goals, that is also kind of shaping the future. So I got a feeling that they are depending on each other. So I think that is the future. But as we know, you can never say anything about the future, Dan.
No,